Hey guys, it's your girl Shay. She has some news for you today. So this is March. This marks the that kind of rhymed. Okay, this marks the third month of me doing the glute mastery program. So if you have never heard of the glute mastery program, that's okay. It's from Ottawa. There's these two guys, Daniel and Sharif, and they are planning this, like, I don't know if I would call it like this movement, but you know, a lot of us ladies, we want our waist small, we want our glutes fat, you know, we want to lose weight, we want to gain muscle, we want to strengthen all damn things. Now I noticed that there was not a lot of programs that focused on glute growth, right? Like there's a lot of weight loss programs, and y'all ladies know if you're losing weight, you're gonna lose the glutes, right? If you want to gain the glutes, you gotta eat. Daniel and Sharif were making a program so that you could do both at the same time, so you could lose weight and gain lean muscle, right? So my girl Sierra, she actually gifted me a workout plan for 3 months during Christmas, so that was very sweet of her. She surprised me with it, and she's like, it's the same program that she had done before previously, and she wanted me to try it out. So I gave it a try. So pretty much it has a phone app. It also has the desktop app, which I'm showing you now, and pretty much you have access to the entire calendar. You have all your workouts. The reason I personally love this is that fact, number one, I can access it on my desktop. I don't need my phone at all times, right? I can input my weights. I can input all my progress, so my progress pictures, like my weights, everything that I just upload it into this app, right? And I can track it. It's just one quick go-to place that I can just have everything. I also really love that I can have Daniel's attention at all times. So in this video, I really wanted to just kind of talk to you and just kind of summarize my experience with this whole program. I kind of want to let you know how to sign up for it, what I've learned, what growth I've had, what progress I've had, what I would like to do in the future, and if I want to continue with the program. So if you're interested in me hiring a personal trainer for 3 months and learning about my experience, then keep watching, okay? So just a little background about me. My name is Shay, and I have suffered from a eating disorder for a while now. I finally got it under control, but I suffer from BED, which is binge eating disorder. And that is just where like food and emotions just control you, right? So like if I'm having a very anxious time, if I'm very sad, usually my go-to comfort was food, which I didn't realize was an ED until it really severely affected me. And my whole entire training journey and fitness journey has been trying to manage that. Now, BED is something that doesn't really go away. You kind of just manage it and learn your triggers and learn how to avoid them. But I can successfully say I have not binged in probably over a year now. So this is great. And now I became more focused on my aesthetics, my fitness goals, becoming stronger. And I slowly moved away from losing weight to feel smaller, to feel happy, to moving to getting stronger, being comfortable with my curves, being comfortable with my body, realizing that it's normal to have a tummy, it's normal to have rolls, it's normal to have a jiggle, you know? And that took a lot of growth because the majority of my life I was always used to and surrounded by people who, you know, didn't have a tummy, they didn't have cellulite, didn't have all this stuff, right? Kind of was a personal growth journey for me, and that's where I'm at right now. So as you can see, I uploaded my progress pictures the very first time I opened the app. So I downloaded it. The app is called Trainerize, a base app that a lot of trainers use, but they can customize it. It allows them to go into the app and upload their own videos. For example, let's say they're like telling you some sort of format for Bulgarian split squats, right? Some variation, and you have no idea what they're talking about. So they can film their own video showing you the exercise. Voila, there you go. You know how to do it now. And that was like honestly a big thing for me because I have purchased programs when I was naive and didn't know what I was doing. But pretty much the program, if you want to call it that, quotations, was literally just words. Like, I kid you not. It'd be like, okay, so do squats. And I'd be like, oh, well, like, what's the correct form? And like, what do I do? Or it'd have these weird names. Like, I didn't know what RDL was, right? I had to Google it. And I'm like, okay, this is not really helping me. I think I need a little bit more help. Later on in my journey, I was approached by another personal trainer who's here on YouTube, and he had offered for me to try his app, blah, blah. I was going good with that one, but I found that he was focused too much on weight loss. He wasn't really taking in what I would like in a program, my goals. He kind of just feel guilty for, number one, eating, number two, not weighing myself, number three, just wanting to kind of change the program to my goals. Like, I kept complaining to him that I want this program to be more glute focused, and he'd be like, no, just stick to the plan. Well, no, because I'm paying you and this has nothing to do with my goal, so why would I be just blindly following you? Anyways, the one thing I really liked about the glute mastery program is as soon as I opened the program up, I looked right at the training program, right? I was like, okay, what am I getting myself into? What does this look like? So pretty much it is 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days. And this is perfect for me because most lower body programs or glute focused programs are mainly focused on literally just your legs, which I don't like. I'm trying to gain strength overall. I don't like to neglect chest. I don't like to neglect upper body. I want to be strong everywhere. This is something that took a lot of time for me to learn. I was one of those girls who was like, I am only working my legs, right? And that made sense because glutes was my number one priority. That makes sense. So if that's you right now, don't feel guilty. But I noticed that I needed to become stronger with my compound lifts to build my glutes, like the hip thrust, the deadlifts and rows and all these things. And I noticed that my upper body strength was lacking and it was affecting my lower body strength. So when I went to do deadlifts and I put 245 plates on there and it was 135 pounds, my arms were fatiguing more than my legs. So I knew that I needed to do something. Started training my arms. Now I continue to. Started training my chest and everything, and I just feel good. It's just shaping my body overall. Like if you saw pictures of me in the past, you would be completely shocked. Okay, so like I built glutes, I built a booty. I did not have a booty. I was flat as an iron board. Okay, I had huge boobs, so I was very like weirdly shaped. So I really wanted to work on that for me. So one thing I like is that there is constant communication by Daniel. So when I first started my workout, you open up the workout app, it tells you exactly what you have to do for that day, for example. And I really like that there is not a lot of volume. That was something I also didn't like. If I open up an exercise and I see 15 exercises, that is so intimidating. I wouldn't even step foot in the gym and start doing that because it's already intimidating just from looking at what I have to do, right? I open up the app and I see that he likes supersets, right? So sets of this, blah, blah, blah. So I see 4 exercises, maybe you have 3 or 4 supersets, right? And he always, this is something I love, he has a warm up for you, dynamic warm up, stretches that you have to do. Like he wants to make sure your glutes are warm before you get into anything and you injure yourself. He also has a little introduction to every single workout. It tells you the name of the workout, how long it should take, the equipment that you're gonna need, the instructions for everything. Like if anything is not clear, you get your rest period, you get how many reps you need to do, if you should be increasing your weight. You can even enter your weights into the app, which is what I like because I like to track my weights. It's called progressive overload. So for example, if last week my hip thrust was 135 and then this week, I was feeling a little strong, so I upped it up by 10 pounds, I can enter it into the system, so 155. And then the next week, when I open up the app, it's going to have my new high score, I guess you could call it, 155 pounds. So now, while I'm in the gym and I'm hitting legs again, I'm gonna go, you know what? Last week I hit 155. I'm gonna try to do 165 or 175, It's just a good way to push yourself. And I'm not saying that any other way is not gonna work because you can obviously use a book, use your phone, you can just track it in your head. But the one thing for me is that it's very difficult to keep track of all my weight in my head and I need to visually see it, you know what I mean? So this definitely helps. So it's nice to have somewhere to track your weights in one place. I like being able to see what exercises I have. He lets you move around whatever exercises you have. So for example, let's say Monday, it's supposed to be legs, right? And I'm just feeling a little too sore. I can move it. I can make myself have a rest day and I can put it on Tuesday. There is no set schedule. And the one thing I found doing this program was that Daniel, extremely receptive to anything criticism or constructive criticism that I had. Like for example, they used to have a lot of exercises where it was like weighted planks. I'm alone. Who's gonna put the plate on my back, right? Whereas Daniel, he's working in a group of classes with women, right? So he can put the plate on their back and stuff like that. Those type of exercises obviously couldn't do, but he would give me modifications. He'd be like, oh, hey, you can do this plank, you can do a rollout, you can do an ab roller, and that's another thing. He incorporates abs into almost every workout. In my previous month's protocol, it was a lot of abs. So it was almost like every day it was abs, but it was just a little bit. So it wasn't overwhelming, but it was nice because he included a yoga ball or a Bastu ball, which is like, it's a lot of support for my lower back. And one thing I hated while doing abs was just having my lower back hurting. So that was great. Okay, so what you're probably here for is the glutes, the juicy part, right? Of course, because no one here cares about the other stuff. So for the glutes, first of all, I'm just gonna say that I saw the most progress in my glutes in this past 2 months. I'm not even gonna talk about the third. Let's just talk about the 2. I've seen the most progress. I have been posting pictures on Instagram. I've been posting videos. Even in my videos here on YouTube, I have been having comments of people telling me, oh my God, girl, your glutes look juicy. Your glutes look big. Your quads are growing. And even in myself in the mirror, because I feel like we notice our bodies a lot later than other people because they're seeing us, right? We're not really seeing ourselves. I was noticing the growth, even in the way my clothes fit. So I was like, ooh, something's working. So imagine if I got progress in 2 months. This is crazy. Okay, so by the third month, I was like, whew. How he sets up the workouts, and this is something I really, really like, especially for leg days, like a warm-up, little dynamic warm-up. So he would do some like donkey kicks, hip abductions, you know, something with a stability ball. So it's something to get you warm, you know, get your legs moving, all that stuff. And so then he will get you with some sets of hip thrusts. Now, I find that when you're working out by yourself, you don't really push yourself as much, or every day. That's just me personally. This guy, he really pushes you. Okay, let me just read to you an example of an exercise that he gave me. The first exercise that you can choose from, because he gives you choices, is barbell hip thrust with a mini band. Okay, first of all, that's hard enough. That humbled me. I needed to lower my weight when I added a band. Girls, if you want a challenge, try that. Okay, he's giving you sets. So you have a set of 15, another set of 15, 2 sets of 12, a set of 10. And if that wasn't bad enough, you have a 2-second isolation hold at the top of the weight, and he wants you to increase your weight by 10 to 15 pounds each set. Girl, did your jaw drop? Because mine did. Especially when I was doing the exercises. Not just that, it's a superset, remember? So you can choose between standing hip abductions, you can do seated hip abductions, you can do Bulgarians if you're a psychopath. And so it's just a lot of these things would really challenge me. And I remember some days I would be looking and I'm like, oh, like this workout looks small. Like, is this even gonna challenge me? It's like, girl, you need to chill, okay? Because when you get into this and actually feel your muscles just disintegrating before your eyes, and like you're gonna feel it, okay? And you're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I probably shouldn't have underestimated this. You know. Another thing I like to see is he does a lot of single leg work. He also adds accessory movements at the end of the workout. So I don't think he tells you exactly when to do each exercise. You could probably reorder them, and I do it all the time. In my opinion, he does write them in a way where it's like, okay, the warm-up is first, the compound second, and then you're gonna do your accessory work, which makes sense because you want to put the least energetic thing at the end, right? So he does a lot of exercises that I don't see many people emphasizing. For example, the cable kickbacks, but where you kind of step to the side and it's more targeting the abductors instead of like your lower glutes. So that was really cool. The first time I did it, girl, I could not walk for 3 days. You need to try it, okay? Now, here on my YouTube channel, I actually documented every single week, and it's up there. So if you would like to see, I could put them in a playlist for you so you can watch them all. But in this video, I just wanted to kind of summarize the lower body workouts. Was great. So there was 2 a week. I upped it to 3 because I noticed that I wasn't really working my quads since I'm quad dominant. So I just, I was kind of honestly bored. So the third leg day of the week, I do quads. I do some maybe hamstrings if I'm not too sore. I do some cardio, probably do some calves. But the upper body workouts, I really like these because I love upper body. He includes chest and he wants you to train your back. So this was important because I noticed in myself, training my back just helped with my posture, it helped with my back pain. It helped with shaping me into that hourglass shape. And it just helped me. Like I've literally looked back on pictures and looked and I'm like, holy crap. Especially I hate that stubborn back fat. So this was great. And I've never looked back since. I love working my back. I feel strong. I feel sexy. So we are doing that, and I'm glad that he put it in the workout. That's the thing about him. Comparing him to my old trainer where he would give me workouts and it would be like the most complicated things. It'd be like, okay, squat down and do some dumbbell curls for your biceps. It's like, why? Like for what reason? I'm just gonna stand up properly like a human being and I'm gonna do bicep curls, okay? I don't need to work my legs with every single exercise. It doesn't even make sense. I have a leg day for a reason, right? So it's like, honestly, it was embarrassing at that point. But what Daniel does in the Glute Mastery program, they are serious exercises. Like he makes you do barbell rows, which I was so intimidated to do, but I did it, and now it's my favorite, right? He got you doing machine-assisted chin-ups, or you can choose to do band-assisted chin-ups, or you can just do regular chin-ups, and that's been my goal. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I was asking my old trainer if we could start working on pull-ups, and he was like, why? What do you mean, why? Because I want to. And he's like, oh, well, just like work on your biceps. Like, what you mean, work on my biceps? Like, I'm not an idiot, okay? I know that working your back is gonna help you obviously get pull-ups because the majority of the muscles that you use is your back. Yes, your biceps do help you, but it's not something that you need to isolate to help you get your pull-up. Anyways, I just felt like he wasn't really promoting women becoming stronger, strength training. He was all about women need to be tiny and skinny. Whereas Daniel, he's more encouraging. Whatever I kind of say, like, I kind of want to see more hamstrings, blah, blah. He takes it into consideration. Oh, and I also forgot. So if that's not enough for you, he also has a group, which is pretty much all the ladies who do Glute Mastery in Ottawa. And I'm not sure if there's anywhere else that these people are, but pretty much he posts in here just like updates, you know, the programs, what's new. There was something when I first started called a squat party. I was like, sounds dangerous. There's a hip thrust party. He communicates with us, and it's just nice to know that there's a community who is also working towards your goals. And one thing I want to say is that when I first talked to Daniel, I had told him that I was really nervous about weighing myself, right? Because I have an eating disorder. I know it's triggering for me. I haven't weighed myself in years. I told him this. I was very intimidated. Daniel was so understanding. He literally told me, he's like, Shay, he's like, trust me, there's a lot of other girls in the group who are the same way. Calorie counting is not necessary. It is just a tool. Imagine it like a toolbox, and in your toolbox you have calorie counting, and those are things that you're going to be using to shape your body. He's like, it's a tool that you're going to use, and then eventually when you get used to the calorie amount, how your body works with it, then you don't need to use it anymore because it's very tedious. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was telling me that the scale is just a way to track your progress, right? And he's like, I'm not looking at it to reprimand you and, you know, scold you for weighing this much. He's like, it's literally just to track your progress. So at first he wanted me to weigh myself 3 times a week, and I was so scared because this is coming from a girl who hadn't weighed herself in years, and the last time she did, she cried. So this took a lot. I actually filmed it for you guys because I wasn't sure what reaction I was gonna get from myself. I surprised myself. And then from there, I just started weighing myself every single day. Now, it took a lot of confidence to do that because I was associating my weight with me. If I weighed myself in the morning and it wasn't what I wanted to see, it would kind of set the tone for the day, and I didn't like that. And eventually my thinking started changing. Getting sad about my weight, I started to teach myself that, Shay, you are trying to build muscle, you are trying to gain a booty, and to do that you need to eat and you need to gain weight. And just because the scale is going up doesn't mean you're not losing fat. It just means that you are gaining some sort of volume. That could be fat, that could be muscle, but we're gonna lean more towards the muscle side because when I looked at myself in the mirror, I'm noticing that my stomach was slimming down, you know, my waist was slimming down. I was losing fat. And just so you know, fat has more volume than muscle, which is why it takes up more space and which is why you weigh more in quotations, right? So you can still have the scale be the same number, but it's mainly muscle and you're going to look smaller because the muscle is taking up less space than the fat, less volume than the fat. When I started weighing myself every single day, even though it was anxiety inducing, I did see the trend that my weight only fluctuated 1 or 2 pounds. It went down, it went up. It never jumped up, you know, I didn't shoot up to 200 pounds. No, it literally was fluctuating. And then I did my worst fear. I weighed myself during my period, right? I only gained 0.5 pounds. I was so shocked. Thought I gained like 10 pounds. It's not true, ladies. This is something that Daniel has helped me do. I don't even think he set out to help me to do that, but he did help me. I really want to encourage everyone to go check this program out, and I don't really promote things unless I know that it's going to give you results, it's going to work. This personally worked for me, and that's my conclusion of the video because I was going to tell you that I've already messaged Daniel and I asked him to continue the program. I feel great. I feel healthy. I feel like I've made a lot of progress. I like that he changes the workouts every single month. So right now we're working on the April protocol, and I had just finished March, which is why I'm editing this video now. That makes my 3 months since Christmas. Going forward in April, I'm already seeing what he's looking towards focusing on. I think when I first started, it was Bulgarian split squats, which was horrible, a horrible way to start. And then it moved into hip thrusting and deadlifting. And then now I think we're hip thrusting and deadlifting again. Now we're increasing like our weights and reps, which is great. We're working on that, and just like let me know down below if you have any questions. I'll answer them. I'm sending Daniel this video so he can obviously send it to anybody who, you know, maybe they're nervous about starting, they're curious what the program is. Some insight. If you're looking to see more of what type of workouts he gave you and stuff like that, I have it all on my channel. I'm gonna still be filming weekly workouts, and I'm also gonna do another update. But I've seen so much change in my body. I also show you what on my channel if you're curious about that, because obviously working out is not the only thing that I did. I also had to eat. I had to track my calories, I had to track my weight and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know if you were considering getting a personal trainer. Have you had one? What's your experience? Because I literally had to have a bad experience to have a good one. And if you were looking for a personal trainer, and obviously this one's in Ottawa, if you're looking for somebody more online, which is great, I have a bunch of friends here on YouTube who are online personal trainers. Like I have my friend Tashana. She's here. She is taking on clients currently, so you can go check her out. She actually has a channel here on YouTube, which is who else is a personal trainer? I know Liz, she's becoming a personal trainer. I have a bunch of people. So if you guys wanted me to do a video on more kind of relatable personal trainers, who to go to, stuff like that, let me know. I can do all that, you know? And let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see, especially surrounding the glute mastery program. Okay, thank you for watching. If you got it this far in the video, comment some peach emojis because we're working on that peach. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.